Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 34. I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year. Today is day 34 in a row. Today I decided to run 6.68, I think, miles it came out to, which put me at a total of 119.4 for the year. I challenged myself to run 1250 for the year. Last year I was able to run 1,000 for my first year running at age 31 and 2. So this year I wanted to kind of really step it up. So I added the 250 to it to try to. They usually try to say go up about 10%, but I'm gonna go up 25%, and possibly even more depending on how I feel. But today was day 34. It was very interesting, very fun. It was a beautiful day out today. It was so nice for being February 3rd, 2021. The weather was unbelievable. The sun was out. There was not one cloud in the sky. I wore just this, not even a shirt under it, just this shirt. I wore some shorts and some, compression, not even pants, but leggings basically. And I was sweating, I was hot. I kept a good steady pace, kept it under 9 minutes, 9-minute mile. It was really great. Felt good, didn't get too sore. Brought a little bit of Gatorade with me, nothing too heavy, and pumped it out. And that actually, for the month, that put me at 13 miles for the month of February. And I say that because last month I challenged myself to the 100-mile challenge, and I realized that I'm gonna have to run 100 miles every month at least on average to hit my yearly goal. So I thought, why not do a 100-mile challenge every month, and I do a fundraiser with it. Last month's fundraiser was for the American Cancer Society, and it is still running until February 7th. We're $20 away from that goal. But for the month of February, I started another fundraiser, and I'm running another 100-mile challenge. I also added a God Bod challenge in there, which is 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups every single day, and trying to average 33 miles of running a week. For this week, I'm at 13 miles. And yesterday and today, I did the 33 push-ups and sit-ups. I didn't record yesterday's, but I did record today's. I'm going to throw it at the very end of this video. But back to the fundraiser. The fundraiser for February I did, and it is for Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. And just to give you a little information on that, they work to build self-reliance, food security, and justice in Detroit's Black community by influencing public policy, engaging in urban agriculture, promoting healthy eating, encouraging cooperative buying, and directing youth towards careers in food-related fields. I thought this would be a great fundraiser, especially for Black History Month, and on top of it being local in Detroit, and this being a podcast that try to focus on healthy, not just exercise, but healthy eating and healthy living. I thought this was a great fundraiser. So I set the goal originally at 200. We're going to see how far we go. I was talking about donating. I did officially donate today. So my money's on the board. My miles are being put on the board. Let's get you guys to come out and let's get some donations. I know, again, now is a tough time, especially with COVID and money being, so scarce and not knowing where or how you're going to come across more money. I get that. So if you can't donate, please share this fundraiser so other people who can't afford to donate might be able to even see it to donate. So let's get this out there and let's raise some money for these people. Um, that being said, let's kind of get into today's episode. It is another solo episode. Today is day 34, and not that it's very symbolic to the number 34, but just looking up, uh, angel numbers and weird symbolism for certain numbers, this word came up for number 34, and it's actually one I wanted to touch on sooner than later. Um, I don't have anything written for it, but we're gonna just, we're just gonna go with the flow because I think it's something that I can talk about because it's something that I'm dealing with right now in my life and trying to get better at. So, that being said, let's get right into it. Today is day 34, episode 34, and today's theme is knowledge. Um, Knowledge is something that, especially from when I was probably, a teenager, 14, 15, maybe even earlier than that, till, until really recently, probably the last couple years, I thought I knew everything. I thought the knowledge that I've had obtained is everything that needs to be known, and there's nothing else out there that's important. I just had this way of this arrogance, about it, where I thought I knew everything, and anything that I didn't know, it wasn't relevant. It didn't need to be known, and if it and other people knew it, who cares? And I just had this really not very good relationship with knowledge, I guess you could say. Um, so what I've realized is that knowledge, like they've always told you, and what you've always heard, knowledge is power. It is something that once you get it and you continue to just expand it, not necessarily more powerful you get, but you'll become more of a jack of all trades. You'll know how to do things, and it is powerful. It helps you in the long run. It makes you. It only helps you. It never hurts you. And for the longest time, thinking that I had all the answers and I knew what was knowledgeable and what was useful within that field or whatever. Even things that I went and studied and I went to school for, and I got a degree for, or things that I used to do every day. Like right now I'm running. I could sit here and be like, oh, I know this is what you got to do. But then I realized I don't know. Like I know what I can do. Like I know from experience of what my body can take and everything like that. But when people ask me questions, I try to answer them, but also like give them the answer that this isn't a for sure knowledgeable answer. This is just what I do. And to expand my knowledge, I need to be able to continue to take that in and try to start reading more I wanted, and I challenged myself, and I did like 4 days in a row, I think, and then I just haven't touched it ever since. I need to start writing more and become a better speaker. And I gotta not always tell myself that, I'm good at this. Like I don't need to get better. That's another thing about, like, we could talk about it in the knowledge aspect, but that's just in any kind of aspect. you know when you're training, if you're an athlete or anything, some people say, I'm the best, I don't need to keep practicing. Like, practice and knowledge is what makes it work. So knowledge isn't, again, just like other things that I've talked about, is like discipline. It isn't something that can just be obtained and once you have it, you're good. It's something that you have to keep working at, in no matter what field you're trying to study or trying to develop and become better in. It's something you have to continuously work at. And the more that you realize, this is at least my opinion, the more that I realize that I don't know things, and that if I want to know things, I need to study it more and learn it more and put more time and effort into learning it. Like, that is the goal. That is what I'm trying to do, and I'm working at every single day. I need to stop telling myself, oh, I know how it works. For instance, I've been doing some of the stock market stuff. Like, I joined Robinhood before, like in 2017 when it first kicked off, and I started investing. And it's like I tell myself and I tell other people, it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm investing in this. And it's like what I've been doing lately has been working, but I know I don't know half of what's going on there. There's so many levels to that what I know is working, but I know it's not the answer. And I know if I want to continue to dump more money into investing like that, it's something that I'm going to have to take time out of my day to become more knowledgeable in. And that goes with anything you want to go for or attempt. Let's say I work in a kitchen, so let's say I'm not a chef, but let's say I wanted to become a better chef, or I am a chef. If that's the case, let's say I am a chef, I can just cook everything I know and go at it, and keep cooking the same thing over and over again. Or I can try to expand my range and figure out how to cook different ethnic foods, and try to expand my menu and being able to cook things and understand how things, how someone could cook or bake a cake and do all these certain things to make it look special. And there's so many different layers to everything, and knowledge is the answer to that. And to let go of your ego and your arrogance, to tell yourself that even if you are a professional in that field and you are killing it in that field and you're doing really good, that there are still things to work at. We could talk about it like in this aspect that Tom Brady right now, what is he, 43 or whatever, he's in Tampa Bay for the first year, is bringing them back to the Super Bowl while it's going to be in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady is clearly a GOAT, but do you think that he goes home every day and goes, yeah, I'm the best, I don't need to work? Like, he is always studying. He's always studying the other team's defense. He's out there putting in the effort, the work. He's on these diets because he knows what it takes to be the best version of himself, and he knows that knowledge is power. And it is his how athletic he is, but also it's him studying these teams and studying these plays and putting in all the work and knowing that, like, hey, just because I knew something last week, or I faced this team last week or earlier in the season, doesn't mean that it's going to be the same. I need to study and I need to become smarter. And that's the key. The key is to lose your ego enough to be able to tell yourself that you don't know what you think you know, and there's always room for more improvement. And to continue to set your limits higher after you hit your limit, to just keep pushing it and keep pushing it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Knowledge is the most important thing that we could use to advance ourselves in whatever fields we want and do whatever we want to do. But I feel like a lot of us, especially myself, are too stubborn to own up to the fact that we don't know what we're talking about half the time. So that being said, for today, episode 34, for your daily discipline, it is to become more knowledgeable. It is to figure out those situations when you think that you know everything there is to be known, and try to dig a little bit deeper and study it a little bit more and figure out that maybe you don't know what you think you know about that subject or that field or whatever it is. Let's become more knowledgeable for daily discipline. If it is studying something that you already know, but in a deeper understanding of it, or maybe it's expanding your knowledge into a different area or field that you're not used to and that you want to maybe start transferring over. Whatever the case is, today, try to be more knowledgeable and face the fact that maybe we aren't perfect and that we can always improve who we are and the things that we know by staying knowledgeable. Also, let's just kind of close this out. I want to thank you guys for listening. This has been a great journey. 34 days in a row. It's been not necessarily a struggle, but it's been hard. It's been trying to fit a schedule around of doing everything, of fixing the house up and getting it running and posting this episode and making sure it's updated and can be uploaded in time, it's work and it's fun, and I'm glad I'm challenging myself, and I'm glad to be doing think something in audio and video and posting every day while continuing to work on myself and trying to improve my life, health wise, and my mentality and everything. And I'm trying to also improve my financial situation. That was one of my goals, and I'm still working at it. And we're only 2 months in, and there hasn't been too much progress with it, but I do plan on busting my butt and hitting that. So, no, not too much more to be said besides thank you guys so much for listening and sticking around for these episodes. Today is episode 34. Make sure you guys stay disciplined. Make sure you guys share and like the podcast in our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our YouTube. Share it with anyone that you think might need some motivation or inspiration to maybe start working out or start pursuing their dreams and start just consistently holding themselves accountable. So thank you guys so much for listening. Stay disciplined. Again, my name is Scott. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and have a good one. Day 2, February 3rd, 2021.
challenge day 2. See you tomorrow.